subscribers, fans, Iceman here.
So, I remember in the old Godzilla videos
How Godzilla would be in the foreground like this, and you could just see him go. You could just see him walking through the cities. There'd be a big ass building right here. You knock it down. He'd fight other titans. It's really Toad. And like I said before, that was kind of missing in King of the Monsters. We didn't really get a fair share of those scenes, those nice wide shots with a still camera. We just constantly had the main characters in that little jet plane, that silly little spaceship flying about, not giving an accurate scale to represent these kaiju monsters' sheer size in comparison to everything around them. Kind of missed out on that, bro, don't you guys think? That was kind of unfortunate. But,
by the way, I'm going to get the other NECA Godzilla figure, okay?
the one from King of the Monsters, the 2019 one, with the blue dorsal plates, that one's going to be so Toad. Yeah, this one is by NECA. And bruh, NECA makes the best stuff. Look at the shield. Look how articulate that is, bruh. Yeah, these things are real Toad. Stay tuned for a toy video
Coming soon to the Iceman's channel.
However, I was thinking about King of the Monsters. I might go see that again. Have you guys seen it more than once?
Let me know in the comment section below if you have.
But one of my favorite scenes, I think, one that really stuck out, was when Rodan broke out from his place of burial. When he emerged from that volcano. That was Toad. I almost felt bad for him, man, because the jets flying around him, when they suspected he was coming out, they started blasting their missiles at him. They were being real dicks. That was before he even woke up. Can you imagine that? Trying to wake up and all of a sudden you get these missiles blowing your ass up some? That's gotta hurt a little bit. You know what I mean? Just having those things constantly blow up in his face while he's just waking up. I felt bad for him right away. But fortunately he was powerful enough to get out of there. And then he caused destruction all around him. It was Toad. Seeing him fly from that volcano and fly over that little town, sucking the folks up as he whizzed by him, that was Toad. So, but what I found out was when he was in the air then, the jet planes were keeping up with him. And why did his like sonic boom not affect the planes? You know what I mean? If it had such an effect over the ground beneath him, how did it not affect the planes? But maybe it's because they were in front of him somewhat. I don't know. I don't quite remember how it went. But then of course he did his barrel roll and just destroyed so many planes. I think he destroyed the entire squadron. And there were like 8 to 16 jets that were trying to, trying to keep him at bay or whatever they're trying to do. In fact, I think the main folks were trying to lead him to Ghidorah. And then Rodan and Ghidorah collided with one another. And that was pretty epic. And I think after that, Ghidorah tossed Rodan into the water. Is that correct? But that was kind of short-lived, the battle between Rodan and Ghidorah. But I gotta go see that again, man, because that was epic. But I think after that, Rodan just kind of was hurled into the water, causing, a massive wave all around him. And then Ghidorah started chasing the jet with the main characters in it. Ghidorah was about to chomp it down, but right in the nick of time, Godzilla emerged from the water and just took Ghidorah boom out just in time. But again, I kind of criticize those moments. All those just in time moments, they really started to add up, and it really took away from the immersion, I think, because it was less realistic when you see shit like that happen. Just the main character's constantly having like this crazy luck happen to them. But beside that, it was pretty towed then. And there was even a poster that I remember from the concept art where Godzilla and Ghidorah were fighting underwater. Now, I was really looking forward to this scene, but to my memory, it didn't last long at all. At least the on-camera action didn't. That was shortly before the oxygen destroyer was blasted at him. But what happened to Rodan during that time? Was Rodan just assumed to be like in the depths of the ocean and he must have come up later? Because I don't really recall, how did Rodan come out of that again after Ghidorah hurled him in the water? But nonetheless, yeah, we didn't get to see too much action underwater with Godzilla and Ghidorah fighting. One more thing I'll mention that was interesting is how after that moment, of course, they shot the oxygen destroyer at him and it blew up. It had quite an explosion. There wasn't any like backstory to that oxygen destroyer device. I thought they were going to explain that a little bit more, but they didn't. It just kind of surprised us all, and that was it. Like within 10 seconds, we heard about it, and then it blew up. You know, there was no really explaining exactly what it was or how they came about to make it. But after that, it blew up underwater, and like seconds later, Ghidorah just flies up out of the water. Didn't even faze him, from what we could tell. And then Godzilla went down to that Atlantis city to try to recuperate, because his heart stopped, apparently. I don't know if it stopped after the bomb blew up, or did it stop once he got to the Atlantis city. And then he went and parked in there to rejuvenate. Is that when his heart stopped, but then it started again? I don't know where that happened. I think his heart stopped after the bomb hit him, to where he must have been resurrected by himself or whatever, by his regenerative capabilities, before he even swam down into the Atlantis city. But nonetheless, with that city, it was unfortunate because when Serizawa went to go and sacrifice himself for Godzilla by setting that nuclear bomb next to him because he knew it was going to help Godzilla regenerate faster, and Serizawa, went out with the explosion as well. I thought that was kind of a dick move, because that bomb caused a crazy explosion. And to my understanding, Godzilla isn't completely invulnerable to explosions. Like in the 2014 film, jets would blast at his side and he seemed to be affected by it. Remember, he even kind of escaped them a little bit when they were blowing the shit out of him with just plain missiles. But this atomic thing had a massive blast to it. And they blew that thing off right in his face. I thought that was a real dick move. Wasn't it? Wouldn't that blow his skin off or some shit? But then seconds later, Godzilla just came up out of it and was more powerful than ever before seen. It was told. But yeah, and that Atlantis city went bye-bye as well. That whole place just blew the fuck up. So, that's unfortunate. I was hoping to hear more about that city. But anyway, what was your favorite scene in the film? Did you like that scene with Rodan? And wasn't that a dick move to blow the bomb up in Godzilla's face? Let me know in the comments below, and like this video if you have not yet. I am the Iceman. Peace be with you.